Okay. Are we recording? I think we are, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Hi, everyone. This is the GitOps working group co-chairs meeting for September 8th, 2021. We have a link to our co-chairs meetings, including an agenda for today. I'll put it in the chat. And me, Dan, and Leo are talking it out. I'll just repeat the one thing I just said before we start recording that's relevant, that we have a date of September, just a GitOps kind of pressing matter. We have a date of September 10th, and this is really something that is in the wheelhouse of the events committee, or the working group events committee, but I wanted to at least raise it because we are the people that are right now responsible for organizing the meetings, and we just changed our meeting cadence, and we may not have a lot of time to meet. I think there is one, like before this deadline, right? So there's one, yeah, there's an events committee meeting today right after this. But I think that's the last one before this deadline. So maybe we can just make sure to raise this in the events committee meeting. Does that sound good, Dan? So we can remind folks and okay, cool.
Who else is going to be on site with you, Dan, for this presentation?
From CodeFresh or in general?
In general, like, well, because I think this welcome and state of GitOps is kind of like a keynote sort of thing, right? Intro to the GitOps Con, is that it? So is that just going to be you, or are you going to need people there with you?
We said we would go either way, right? We said if we need, it's going to be rather short. So we said it would just be, it could just be me and Dan, like to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Anyone there and wants to join us from the group, please do, right?
Oh no, but I just, okay, so it's you two. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
That way we don't have to worry about like, oh, can someone not make it in person? Do we have to record it like tomorrow? You know.
We were going to do like an Abbott and Costello kind of stand-up routine.
All right.
Exactly.
Cool.
No, we won't do that.
Oh, you should.
Maybe.
I'll be watching. All right, cool.
Yeah, who's on first, right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel half the time in some of these conversations. But
What are you doing?
who's on first?
I'm a little sluggish this morning anyway, by the way. I was up all night with my kid was sick. So
Sorry to hear.
if I do space out and I get a little who's on first, then try to hold it against me too much.
That's perfect. We'll work with it, you know. Improv. Let's yes and this. Okay, yeah, so all right, so anyway, that's an action item. Maybe should we add an action item section? Yeah. Dan and Scott, I guess, right? Leo, are you joining the events committee these days? I can't remember.
I'm in those invites, but I hardly ever are able to join. I participated in the kind of review of the CFPs and whatnot.
Right.
But I have not been available a lot to participate.
That's cool. We can't all do every piece. That's totally cool. I was just for the action item, then I'll just put Dan and Scott raise the recording date in the working group events committee meeting later today. Okay. Just, you know, I have a lot of things on my mind too, so that's why action items are helpful. The other thing okay, maybe I should move. Well, actually, no, we already covered it. So the tag app delivery summary. Why don't we say, can we also mention this in the, not just the events committee, but this is something that pertains to all maintainers and basically the whole group. So maybe we can just send out an email about these are the high level things that we think should be included in a summary. Does anyone have anything else that they think should be included? Just leave it at that.
Maybe start a Google Doc and just put it out there so that people can contribute.
That sounds good. and we'll double it. We'll do the high level summary. Oops. Damn it. Plus the GitOpsCon intro, right?
Mhm.
And then we'll email it to the group, to the working group, and we'll Slack to working group. It's probably the best we can do, right, for communication. Those are protocols. Okay.
Yeah, I think there's probably some difference between what we want to give the tag and what we want to do as intro, because I'm guessing like for GitOpsCon intro, we would want to tell people how to participate, how to contribute, how to kind of get involved, right? I think, and I would think that aligning or getting a good sense of what the action items are, kind of like what we want people to walk away from the intro with, that kind of promotes their involvement. We should have clarity on.
Agreed.
Just thinking out loud.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Maybe I'll just make a note of that.
I gotta get up there real quick here.
Okay. Looks like you're adding it. Cool.
Yeah, I just added.
Okay, cool. Then that's pretty much it for the. Oh, the only other thing for the tag I wanted to just mention. This is not a high priority, so it's just like a quick mention that that inside of the Leo, the reorganization of the files for the working group that we have as our task, that we kind of we stalled on it a little bit because we had other things come up and we both like had issues like family, getting sick, blah blah blah. But so it's not like absolutely critical priority, but I think it would be great it would be very helpful or valuable to do before GitOpsCon to at least reorganize those. And my thought was basically it's the exact same thing as before, but as part of that organization, I wanted to make a note about the operator white paper for that notes the simple GitOps use case.
What is that white paper?
It's part of the operator working group, and it's just it looks like kind of like almost like a Marvel crossover, between working groups in a way, but we weren't really, as far as I know, we weren't really engaged in that. I was just thinking we might want to be, we might want to connect with them on that, but that's really it. It's like a quick note and as something we can maybe raise with the group, and maybe connect while we're talking about the app delivery tag overall.
Do you want to set some time on our agenda for maybe next week? I don't know if you want to kind of do a session where we move stuff around together, or whether we should just create a list of everything that needs to be moved around.
Oh, that's fine. I'm happy to do the list.
Because if we have a list, then we can just go ahead and just kind of go over it independently whenever there's fair cycles to go over, and then we can just kind of like set up a shorter time frame to review that everything is in the right place. So maybe that's kind of like a viable option, and just set a deadline on it. Like we really need to get this done by a certain date.
Okay, so to make to-do list, I'm adding an action item too. Okay, and then async the list, and then delivery date.
So what should that delivery date be? Like if we want it, should we say like we already have a due date for the 17th for the other document, the one where we collect tax stuff. Do we want to say September 24th? 2 weeks from now? Is that too far into the future?
No, I don't think so. I think in terms of actually making the list, we should start sooner than that. But in terms of
Oh,
like,
no, yeah, no, I'm saying like overall, like we want to have everything in the right place and reviewed and done by 24th.
that sounds great. I mean, I just want to be like we should really acknowledge that this is a very weird year. It's been a very strange year. And even for preparing for KubeCon, like, and like just everything with Linux Foundation and CNCF events, like this is going to be a very interesting event. You know, like there's some, it's unclear exactly how certain things are going to be dealt with. There may be some real unknowns that I'm sure are being strategized on now. And the way I feel is that like, let's not shoot for perfection here. Let's like just try to get the high level stuff and make sure we do the best job that we can, and realize that some things might fall through the cracks, but at least if we try to prioritize it, we'll be in a better spot.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like pat ourselves, not pat ourselves on the back, but like give ourselves and all the working group members, everybody participating, like kudos for any contribution during this time, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
Cool, okay.
100%.
Let's see. So then, what was the other thing?
I think that's stack app delivery.
Yeah, so let's see. That sounds good for the due date to me anyway. And then, okay, so here's the big thing. Before, like, really, I thought like we've been getting together to work on these principles, right? We're gonna do this the next round, but right now, I think before we dive into that in this meeting, we need to get our meetings for the group sorted. What did you think about? Okay, let me just like remember the Slack thing. What do you think about? Okay, so today would be 2 weeks from the last GitOps working group meeting where we decided to have a 2-week interval.
Mhm.
However, a lot of stuff came up. I think it's probably fair to say we can skip one, you know, and just, or at least do an async. Let's say like this week we're gonna really focus just on Slack and the mailing list if need be, and plan the next one for
2 weeks from today.
Oh, actually, so the thing is, if we plan the next one for next week, no, that's my mistake. Yeah, if we plan the next one for the next week, last week would have been 2 weeks. So if we plan the next one next week, that will be 1 month since the last working group meeting, and that'll be a pretty clean cadence. And we'll just say, oh, we missed that one. You know, we're still communicating, we still are, you know, but that one didn't quite happen yet. So we'll actually kick this off next week. And that way we could then schedule for September. We can do tomorrow. Oh wait, sorry. We can do the 15th, like next Wednesday, and then 2 weeks after that on the 29th, and that'll be all the September meetings. And then we can try to repeat that.
Yeah, that'll be a kind of cadence. Yeah, I think that's good. I like that.
Okay. Does that sound okay to you, Dan? Like in terms of just, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because that's just like one of the things on our responsibilities as chairs, right? It's like a lot of it has to do with meetings and a lot of it has to do with that kind of organization. Yeah, everybody else said all right. Well, you know, so I think we're good as long as we get the dates down.
At what time? At what time is the usual meeting time for the bi-weekly that we had set up?
I believe it's well, Eastern anyway. I believe it's 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. So we have it on. I just can't really remember UTC right now, but like we have it listed on our.
Yeah, no, but that's good. So it's noon my time. It's
okay.
It would collide on the 15th with the events committee meeting, though, if it's 2 Eastern.
Right. Well, that's the thing that I think we all agreed that we could. We're going to prioritize this meeting with everyone, you know, and then the committee meetings. It doesn't mean they can't still happen if they are needed. They could be one off. I think Dan, you said that you'd like to keep the event committee meeting weekly for now, just as we're counting down to KubeCon, which makes for GitOpsCon, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I think that we can adjust that slightly around the all hands meeting or whatever for the whole group. If that's okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because this, yeah, it's a smaller group that needs to be part of that anyway, or that is working on it. So,
Sure.
all right.
And not as a blocker or anything, just like as an FYI, I have a recording for a webinar that day, so I'll be able to join only for the first half, but that's just FYI.
Okay. And that's the same for today too, right?
Today I have another, yeah, I have to leave in 5 minutes because I got another meeting.
And like, is it like 5 minutes from now?
It's at 11:30 my time,
Yeah.
so exactly 5 minutes from now.
Okay. Do you have any?
Kind of like burning off on my head is that the schedule for the next working group meeting, and the fact that we really would want to have the principals in front of the maintainers and some form of review before we get to that meeting, because otherwise we're not going to have like a lot of. So what
Sorry, you said what's in 5 minutes?
I have a meeting in 5 minutes.
Oh, just a meeting. Okay, sorry. I
Just-
Leo has to bounce.
No, I have to bounce. So, so I'd like for us to kind of define exactly. I think we're probably like one round away from being able to just submit this to the maintainers, right? Like it's pretty much done. So whether we can do that as soon as possible this week, so that before the week is over, we can ship that over to maintainers for feedback, so that hopefully we will have some form of feedback early next week, so that by Wednesday, there's going to be some update to provide in that regard.
I think that's basically what I put in Slack, right? Like just in terms of making sure that we get some feedback before the meeting, so that when we when we talk with everyone, it at least whatever stage we get at can be put forward to the group.
So what's your calendars looking like for that last final round of collaboration?
For this week.
Yeah, my calendar this week is just, it's against the CNCF policy, what I should say, to describe my calendar this week.
I have our Friday slot and I am open all around that, but today and tomorrow are not great days for me.
Okay, yeah, I'm basically on the same boat. What is our slot on Friday?
It is
12:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
That's 10:30 my time.
At 10:30 Mountain.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm good from 10:30 to 10:30 to noon my time.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one that didn't say yes to this event, which I'm just doing right now.
But I don't have it on my calendar for some reason. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong calendar. Right, now I have it. Okay.
We have Leonardo at Murillo Digital.
Yeah. I was looking at the week version. Okay.
You want
Yeah, I
your
guess we
one on there?
Yeah, that would help me. I
What's
could just
your
send
WeWorks email? I don't have
Leo at Weave.works.
just Leo
You can do Leo or Leonardo, whichever.
at weave.works. Okay.
Yes. All right. Hey guys, I gotta bounce now because I want to get me some water before the next call.
Sounds perfect.
And back to back. All
Thanks,
right,
guys.
so we do it Friday and we present to maintainers that very same day, hopefully, and then we'll get some feedback. All right, cool. Good to see you
Sounds
both.
good. Thank you.
Hope your kids gets better soon, Dan.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right, bye.
Bye. Oh, and down. Okay, bye.